Hello, and welcome to Kickin and Crocs, the podcast. We're talking about martial arts stuff. Is there an echo in here? Well, anyways, we talk about martial arts stuff, geeky stuff, and all sorts of stuff. And happy Star Wars weekend! Woo!
Yay! And we will not be talking about that today.
I wore my Spar Wars shirt because karate Star Wars. There, I got my Star Wars socks on, and I got my Star Wars Croc with my Grogu gibbet.
Did you see the new Star Wars Grogu?
Yes, I did.
Nice. They're cool.
I didn't see them, so I'll have to look them later.
There is. I'm sorry, future me, but there's a picture of them on the screen right now. There they are. Those are the new. Oh wait, we haven't finished our intro yet. Hang on.
Comment below who you think we are.
I'm Steve, one half of Kickin and Crocs.
I'm Dave, the other half.
I'm Nick. We're going to still go with the shadow half for now.
All right.
And three halves make a whole.
As of right now, yes. In this situation, they do. Absolutely.
So that would have been a good name for a podcast.
Three halves make a whole. If the Kickin and Crocs brand, I mean,
you know what? Keep it.
We're turning into just a podcast channel, so we might as well just rebrand.
We're not. We're going to start. We're going to start. There'll be techniques of the week this week. There'll be.
There will.
Yeah, man.
When are we filming those?
We have Sunday. We have Saturday after testing.
We've said we're going to film on so many Sundays.
So let's get right into it.
Thank you.
First
Save
of
us,
all, sir.
Nope, never mind. I guess you're not saving us, Nick. Sorry.
April, we were consistent.
We were very consistent.
So what are you talking about? We just didn't film the week, the 2
Yeah.
weeks of death in April. And then,
Technically 3 when
slackers.
you think about it.
Yeah. So
Technically 3.
I don't know what you're talking about. And we didn't train on Sunday because we ran a race.
True.
How was the race, guys?
Oh, it was.
Okay, so
Without going into the details, we went.
we're going to go into the details.
I guess we're going to have to go into the
No,
details.
it was a rough race, but it was good. We did better than we thought we would do on the obstacles.
The obstacles were the easy part.
Yeah, being undertrained, the mountain was rough. It's very nice of our teammate Danielle, who trains 5-6 days a week and is a powerhouse. She's like, oh, I would have kept this pace, even if it weren't with you guys, which is false because she ran the next day. She did the super and the sprint the next day and took third in her age group.
Wait, compared to what when she ran with you guys?
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, got it.
But
we made it to the end. That's all that matters.
We did. Our prediction from last podcast came true.
Though it does. Those things are always good though because then it's like, oh right, I got to train, and it gets me back in the training mindset.
Yes.
So I did 2 runs this week with my kid in the stroller, and
nice.
we're gonna do a Mother's Day race with my kid in the stroller because that's what my wife wants to do.
He's going to do a lot of things with the kid in the stroller.
Is that
Well,
like
we're running
a
so
5K, something like that.
It's a 5K.
Nice.
It's a 5K, and then it's stroller friendly, obviously, because it's a Mother's Day race. So, yeah, we'll be pushing him.
That is cool, and he's going to be used to that involvement anyway. I mean, your nephews both did the junior races when they got older, right? When your sister
They
and
did
your
the
brother
junior races for sure.
Remember that?
Which Disney no longer does.
No.
No.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
shame.
no.
Because
It was
now your
It was a
nephew
big thing.
is a very good runner. He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
a super
yeah.
fan, but he is
Both
good
my
at
nephews
it.
are really good runners now.
Well, didn't you say the younger one only has gotten beaten by the older one, and he's like 3 years?
Yeah,
difference or
he's a
something
good
like
runner now too. Yeah,
that? That's awesome.
everybody's good.
I know.
We're not good.
They're, but I'm saying it started. I remember them starting
Well,
with the kid races.
honestly though, we did pretty good for people that weren't training.
Yeah, like I
And-
was saying, like I honestly thought we were going to go into this that the mountain was going to destroy us, and it did. But I also thought that the obstacles were not going to go well, and the obstacles went pretty okay.
Now, do the Spartan races, and I think these are more for folks listening. Do they have like a juniors division if you wanted to
They
bring
have kids races.
They have kids
They do?
races.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
We've had
So
a
what does
number-
that look like? The kids
We've had
race?
a number of kids run the kids races.
Just
for us. They have
a
different distances.
Just a
on
dumbed
it.
down version. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally the same exact
Smaller
style
walls
obstacles.
to jump over.
Yeah, they're just
Oh,
smaller.
they still give them obstacles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And
Their
what?
spear toss is like it's not a
It's
spear.
just a wooden
stick. With like
stick.
they put like a rubber
Ball
ball
on, it or
on the
something.
end.
Remember when the one kid grabbed the stick and just went up and started
Yeah.
whacking away at the targets? They thought he was just supposed
But they
to
do
attack
different.
it.
They do different lengths for
Jousting.
the kids
He
races
literally
based on
was.
age. But we've had like Mr. Alex's son ran a couple of them.
What is
Claire and Nolan McIntyre run them?
What is like the minimum age? Say, hey, we won't go younger.
That's
than
actually a
this.
good question.
Like
I don't
10?
know. Oh yeah, they go down.
There's
to
an
10.
age where the parents are allowed to be with the kids on the course.
Yeah.
Kelsey thinks that it's 5.
You have to grab your mic.
Young Kelsey thinks it's 5.
We're
Which
gonna
will
find
be
a way.
forever.
We're gonna find a way for there to be a mic over there for her too. There wouldn't be a way.
We
for
have
us.
to test our
find a
first
way.
lavalier mic with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think you'd have the lavalier hooked up with.
we
all
would
of
have
those.
to find an XLR input, like
You
XLR
could
receiver
plug
for
into
it.
there. You
Yeah.
plug it in.
Yeah,
The receiver would have to be XLR. Anyways, enough of this talk, because this is podcast talk. This is after.
No,
podcast
but the
talk.
audience definitely wants those for our.
They
our
demand more
10-year
Kelsey.
audience wants
They-
more
They have
demand
been
more
the
Kelsey.
hashtag
listen.
Kelsey for the podcast has been
Yeah.
going strong.
So
Right next to Kelsey for president. Also,
yes, indeed, yes,
I
indeed.
started that one
so
yesterday.
yeah, so 5 is what she said. But I mean, the kid, they do like we've watched a couple of the kids over the years do these races where they started younger, where we've been right on the course with them, to the older where it's like, wow, okay.
And comment below if you've taken your kids on a race, if you've done a walk or a race, and you've taken your kids along, what that experience was like. Because I think it's good for us to share it with the community.
Yeah.
Obviously, now we know the Spartan. I didn't know the Spartan races. You can have juniors.
But we are
also.
definitely like in training mode now.
That's cool.
Because we don't want Danielle to make us look a fool
Yes.
at Palmerton.
We try
Which
trade.
she doesn't, which is nice. She tried not to.
Honestly,
we
we did more obstacles than she did.
yeah.
I mean, again,
No, that's not true. She didn't miss a single one.
She did.
Oh,
What did
the dunk wall.
what's the dunk wall?
She was a coward.
You go underwater.
You have to go under the wall.
Yeah.
But is it like quick? Like
It's quick.
It's quick, but it's cold. You're wet. And
For the rest of the race, you really don't dry off for
it
the
makes
rest
you
of the
cold.
race.
Is it towards the end or is it?
Yeah.
For
There's
this,
like
this
5
time
miles
around,
left.
yeah, there was a little while left, yeah. But at least we were moving, so our blood stayed pumping.
But it happened just as the clouds are rolling in too. So it
Yeah,
was
so
just
the
starting
sun
to
went
get-
away. We were annoyed because we were coming up on the dunk wall, and it had been a fairly like nice weather day.
Yeah.
Like probably the most ideal conditions for running was
Better,
that.
the best in Vernon we've had in a long
Yeah.
time.
And we're sitting there like, wow. I mean, I actually am kind of excited for the dunk wall. I'm starting to get a little hot. And then when we saw the dunk wall coming up, I'm like, oh yay! Clouds roll in. I feel a drop hit my head,
Yeah.
and I'm like, are
yeah,
you
it drizzled a little bit.
kidding
but,
me?
but,
Luckily,
honestly,
it really didn't rain too bad.
Honestly,
it was
I
just
feel-
like a couple of drops here and there.
I do feel though, with a little bit of training, like the shape we were in previous seasons, we would have kept up with Danielle no problem on all the other races too. So
Yeah. I mean, you had a delay, obviously, with the baby coming along that we've been talking about for well over
But
a
no,
year.
wait, I mean,
It's
we're
all his
super-
fault.
So we're not. So the next 2 races we have City Field, which is
Fun race,
a fun
just
race.
fun.
So there's really it doesn't matter if we train for that or not because it's an easy fun one. But then Palmerton's a monster of a race. So it's funny because he was like saying today how nervous she is for that, and I'm like, what? Stop it!
And
I'm done with you.
Joe and Jay signed up for that
So
one too.
talking about
Palmerton,
like,
They just signed up for Palmerton today.
the Super.
The Super.
Oh man, I thought we were gonna be moving fast. No
Sorry.
offense, guys.
Sorry.
You better pick that pace up.
Sorry. I heard
so,
the shirt.
so
Don't-
speaking of just like
they'll
staying
do okay, I think. I don't know for sure, though.
Speaking of staying in shape, where I was this week actually was only about 30 minutes from where Sugar Sean, how do you say his name?
Sugar
Sean-
Shane, no, Sugar
Sugar
Sean O'Malley.
trains
Sugar Sean.
in Arizona, which I didn't know that. And a buddy of mine was showing me some of the pictures from his gym's, his coach's gym's grappling school, and it was like 20 minutes away from where I was there on location. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, if you ever come out, you guys should go check it out and just maybe do like a day training or something with them. I don't know who he's texting. Is he telling people to not go with him? He's like, please don't go to the race so I can run faster.
No, I'm
This
letting-
man
I'm letting
is out
Danielle-
here in the middle of a podcast just whipping out his phone.
Yep. I'm letting
Just like,
Danielle
but
know there's
what
2 more
the
on
heck?
Palmerton, so she's aware.
All right. I mean,
And my wife.
whether she knows or not, she can run as fast as she wants.
Oh, we tell her that all the time. She won't leave us though.
Then let her not leave us. That's fine, too. I don't mind.
Yeah.
No, those guys are fast. They'll be fine.
They'll push. I mean, it'll probably be more
we've run with
challenging
them.
for them.
They're solid. They did Vernon Super. That's a hard one. They're good guys.
They did Vernon Super, but Palmerton Super is harder. I would say I would put Palmerton Super up there with Vernon's Beast
Yeah, I would too.
as far as like difficulty level goes, and that's saying a lot considering the fact that the Beast is longer, like
You
way
know what
longer.
you guys should do? Guys should rank, or when I say review the different races.
Yeah.
There's no reason
Woo.
to rank them, but review. You
We
can rank
should
them
do
in
that next week.
You could rank them in order of like difficulty.
No, actually, those guys are pretty quick. They push. They push pretty hard. They're pretty good at it. So I think we'll still move a pretty quick clip.
Might be a little slower than we originally intended.
Is
but-
Alex done for the season, or is he gonna do?
Yeah, no, he's gonna do City Field and he's done for the season.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's cool.
no, those
Gotta
guys,
get that last
those
fun
guys,
racing,
those guys
you know?
move pretty
Yeah.
quick.
I'll put it this way: as we were semi-trained for the Vernon Super last year, like I wouldn't say we were training consistently for Spartan races at that point. But I mean, they kept pace pretty well. They were dead. They were dead at the end of it.
When did the City Field one? June.
June 22nd.
So, really, what slows you down is not people's paces, but the size of your group. Sometimes it can slow you down because the bigger the group you're trying to keep together. That's actually not that bad because it's only going to be 5 of us, 6 of us.
Palmerton would be 6.
4, 5, 6. 6 of us. That's not that bad.
6 of us, yeah.
Now, the shirts you got, are you going to get a different type of shirt for every single race?
No, we do one
for
a
the
season.
season. Yeah,
one for the whole season.
So that's cool. So you just had to get more of them. That's it.
Correct.
That's cool.
That is how it works.
We should have had you bring one out. We talked about it last podcast.
Yeah.
We did talk about it, so it would have been cool to show it. They're nice.
They are really
cool.
nice. They're
really
incredible. I love them.
I've never actually run a race with these guys when I wasn't injured, so it's going to be fun to run a race when I'm not injured.
You should get that shoulder back in shape there because you were having some trouble hanging from some things.
Particularly
when you had to hang on one arm, right? When all your weight was on that
rings
same
was the
arm.
only thing I couldn't do. The rings hurt.
So
because you were hanging all your weight on that one arm, right?
So
he was reaching out.
I did the monkey bars, no problem. I did the twister, which is a vertical. The monkey bars on the sides like that.
Okay.
The spinning cylinder, no problem. But the rings, the second I have to let go and all of my weight has to be on the right, I fall. I choose to. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Because when I do monkey bars, it's just I don't go one then the other. I go left hand touches the bar, right hand touches the same bar.
Got it.
The monkey bars, you don't need to reach out with the other arm behind you either.
No.
The rings are swinging like Tarzan, so the arm is going behind him.
Yeah.
As he's
My
swinging
shoulder
forward,
did not-
reaching out for the other one.
There's no good way, even if you kept it in one position, you'd be pushing off of it. So
Yeah,
if you
my
use it to
shoulder
swing,
did
you're
not
hanging
like
off
that
it.
one.
No.
And the spirit toss, my shoulder didn't like.
Yeah, the spirit toss makes 100% sense to me.
I hit the spirit toss this
you did.
time.
There you go.
T.
Otherwise, it held up pretty good. Way better than it did last year. But I'm excited to run with these guys when they can actually see me doing an obstacle.
That's true. They didn't see you do a single one last time, did they?
Yeah.
Because you were
Cool.
being safe. You're actually being smart and not
That
trying.
was the initial shoulder injury?
Yes.
Because I got a cortisone shot like a day before the race.
Okay. Well,
Hadn't really kicked in yet.
There you go. No. It takes sometimes it can take up to a month.
So
To really kick in.
yeah, so it'll be nice to run a race where they can actually he's not full of crap and he's actually.
They
do
never
this
thought
stuff.
that. They never.
No,
once
but
thought
you
that.
know, it's when you don't perform to what you know you can do.
Oh, it's frustrating. It's very
Gilbert
frustrating.
used to do those really, really
Yeah, he
well.
broke his arm
Yeah.
pretty solidly on that.
Yeah, when he injured his arm, he was like, "I'm done with the obstacle course type racing." He still does his,
But he did that
ultras
on
and-
the concrete one.
Is that the one where he got hurt?
It was like an urban one. I thought about doing that one, but yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't say it was at any fault of the obstacle itself. It just an accident.
Apparently, Danielle was telling me the day after, like a couple people got hurt. Somebody broke their neck.
Oh, really?
What?
Somebody falling from
Where at the Urban or where you guys?
No,
were?
no, at the Spartan race where we
Oh,
were.
really? Wow.
The next day, and somebody broke their neck, and somebody broke had a compound fracture and broke their bone through.
It's not ultimately that difficult if you slip and just don't land right. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Nope.
You can't just casually say someone snapped their neck. Like, what?
Sure
What?
You can.
Well,
If
they
you
how?
slip and you
How?
catch rotation.
Oh no,
They
I am
fell-
not doubting the fact that it happened. I'm just the way that he said, "Oh yeah, someone broke their neck."
they
Like what?
fell.
What?
Well, if you think about it, you mentioned the rings, right? You can literally be in swing, get caught, and then just
Flip.
I did once again. I never said that it wasn't easy. I am just like, oh.
yeah. I wonder what their injury rate is, annually. It's gotta
I've
be
only seen in
insane.
all the years I've been doing the races. Personally, I've only seen 2 injuries.
That's not bad.
So, but anyway,
And one of them was Alex because he didn't know how to wear socks.
back to Star Wars. May the
I
fourth
thought we were going to talk about Star Wars.
Yes, it is May. And
Well, we did it. We
it
did
is
our
all about
lightsaber
Star
night.
Wars.
I mean, what else do you want to say? We've talked about Star Wars before. What do you
We
want to talk about?
have. Why not? Why can't we talk more about
We
Star
can talk more about Star Wars. I'm behind on all my Star.
Wars? Oh,
I haven't watched a new episode of Bad Batch yet, and I really want to watch it.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
get to see that
I'm
yet.
Bad,
behind
bad.
on-
The only
Did you
thing
finish Ahsoka?
there's the only
I didn't
thing that I
watch
had. That
Ahsoka.
is the only. That's the
good
only thing I
one.
haven't
I
gotten
liked
to yet was Ahsoka.
I enjoyed Ahsoka. I'm not going to get into it because you guys haven't watched it, but it's good. It's.
I heard they didn't do
I'm
my
sorry.
boy Ezra any favors.
You know what? People are going to complain, but I think it was fine. I think for what they needed him to do, this part, I think he'll have a bigger role when they do the actual movie with Thrawn in it. But I think he was fine.
How was Thrawn though, as compared to the Rebels show?
Good.
She was good. Was a good adaptation because I loved Thrawn in the show. I thought he was an
Yeah.
amazing villain.
I love that they use the actor that does his voice.
I just have
it worked. Yeah, the actor.
They did?
It's his voice.
I didn't
actor.
know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, and
I
he did
always
a
love
very
it when
good
they do
job.
stuff
The
like that
trouble I
because
have
he
with-
knows the character. He's played him for years. God.
And
Trouble
you
I
can
have
see
is
it
just
in
the
way
Star Wars
his
universe has gotten
stature.
so big.
Yeah.
It's the trouble I have with everything. Like,
Hey man,
it's just too much.
it's just the way the cookie has crumbled
They're
for me.
gonna have to
my-
dial it back. They are dialing it back already. They're talking about.
Well,
it
I think
significantly.
the company as a whole are realizing like you can't. People are not going to donate that much time.
It's not that you're not holding their interest, right? A lot of it was the excitement of when is it next episode?
They're
coming out?
pushing
That
it
teaser
too
at the
fast.
end,
Yeah.
And
They're
there's a
pushing
lot
it
of
too fast because they're putting their writing teams, production teams, everybody is on like full steam ahead. And as we all know, being martial artists, when you rush a move, there's a greater chance of you making a mistake. When you do it too fast, there's a greater chance of you making a mistake. Same thing when it comes to producing movies and TV shows and streaming shows. If you're rushing, like if you're trying to meet this deadline, in the back of your mind, you're stressing out because you got this deadline that you got to hit, you're gonna not take the time to refine it as well.
I also think, and let me know your thoughts on this, right? I feel that the quality between the movies and the shows are actually so close nowadays.
Production-wise, yes.
Yeah, that you don't get that movie off factor the way you used to.
Yeah.
So you
agree
don't
with
have that energy because I just watched a season of Loki and now I'm watching the movie and it's like, okay, it's another episode of Loki. Right?
It's a really long episode of
yeah,
Loki.
It's the
exactly.
same. It's the same problems that always happened with comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Comic books have a hard time keeping attention for long. Like I'm a big comic book fan, always have been,
Mm-hmm.
but like it becomes difficult to keep up with any one particular series because it just never ends.
That's why it's
Did you
always
s-
nice when they have like the quick short stories, right?
And-
It's like
and
10,
like-
10 comics.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm going back, but you remember the Star Wars books? Now it's just called
I
what,
do.
the extended universe.
Legends.
Yeah.
It's called Legends is the heading
now.
for it.
Is that
So
what I'm
mad.
saying now? Really?
Yeah, yeah, because it's non-canon. a
Star
lot of
Wars
it.
Legends is
But,
what it is.
I
On
love
all the
those
books that were written.
Right, but like
before
it became
the new
hard
Disney.
to keep up on
What was where?
all of it and where it was and what timeline it was.
I remember I read one with
Although I
Thrawn
have to
and
say-
like Luke Skywalker's clone. It was one that
Oh,
did you read
that
one?
plot line. Oh,
It was
God, dude.
cool.
But I
That
have
one
to-
was confusing.
But I have to say
love
that
it.
I
the
could.
Star
It was
Wars
good. It
Legends
was a good
ones,
one. But it was confusing.
Yes.
they at least I thought they did a better job with post Return of the Jedi Luke.
In the shows?
In the
In the
no,
books.
in the books.
Oh,
Well,
I
they've
thought you
done
meant like
nothing for it in the shows.
Oh,
They-
in the movies. you
and
mean.
in the
In the
shows,
shows they did. In the shows they brought it. They
for a hot
actually showed
second
him.
for
No.
Grogu.
Well, see, here was the thing: they haven't made a show dedicated just to Luke because what they've been doing with Luke right
but
now
Luke
is
didn't
just
do
the scene.
anything.
No. Listen. So
in the books and stuff, he did.
No.
once again, they
In-
can't
in
really.
the canon. He rebuilt the Jedi Empire. Jedi,
Well, that's not in the canon.
I thought
In the
that was
canon, he
called
rebuilt.
canon.
In the canon, he rebuilt it, and then Kylo Ren wrecked it all. Is basically what it is in the canon for
Oh,
the
did
movies
they?
right now.
Where did they rewrote that? Because in the movies, before they did any of the nonsense, he just had he just had a few apprentices, and it was the Knights of Ren.
Yes, and
He had a couple of apprentices. So
No.
when they reworked that, when did they rework that?
It was.
I thought it was when as the movie came out.
Well, see, here's the thing when it came to it. So like with
If you go back watch those movies, they don't say that.
No.
they never say it directly, but when you go back and rewatch, so there were several things in the
It's out there though. It's in the books. I know that.
in the books, yes, but in Mandalorian and in there was one episode in Book of Boba Fett that he showed up too. But the reason why they really have not been able to have Luke do anything in these new shows is because they've been sticking with the CGI version of younger Luke, which they can't have him on screen for all that long because then there's
Here's
so
what I
many
feel.
there's only so much you
Here's
can do
my
with
problem
that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's error fixing. I feel like they came out with the movies like, we butchered this character.
They are
now we have
absolutely
to,
error
Now
fixing.
we have to go back and try and build the lore. When
Like, beef
throughout-
him up because we
throughout
ruined
the
him.
No.
first three things, it was a map to find Luke Skywalker. There was
Yep.
never a mention.
Yep.
They were still questioning whether Jedi were even real
Yeah.
Right?
because you had Han Solo's like moment where he's like,
They were.
like the Force, Jedi.
It actually is real. All of it. It's true.
Yeah, right. So then then you have the books like, oh no, actually Luke really did reestablish the Jedi Order.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I will
well
say
known.
this.
And it's like,
I will say.
no.
I will say this.
In the original Legends book, he established the
Yes.
Jedi Order.
Yeah.
He fell to the dark side. His wife brought him back from the dark side to the light
Yeah,
side.
there
like,
was a very
Which was
heavy
hysterical
Luke story.
because his
Yeah,
wife
yeah,
was a
yeah.
dark side acolyte. So I was like, wow,
Right,
that's so
right.
ironic.
And
But in
that's
any
what I'm
event,
saying, there was a very
so
heavy,
in
extensive Luke
the
story. They just
legend
never touched it.
stories, he rebuilds it
yeah,
to
but
the
none of that was canon anymore. When Disney took over,
I thought it was.
no, Legends was cut.
Legends
that's
was
where
cut.
I was off. I thought that
So
was
all of that
considered
was cut.
canon.
Legends was
So
cut.
Luke never had a wife. Luke never like.
Legends was cut.
all
That's
that was
why they
cut.
put that heading there.
That's also why in Han and Leia had 3 kids.
They did.
They had 2 twins and
They had what was it? Jason,
Jason,
Jaina, and Anakin.
And, yeah, and Anakin had the abilities, the tech awareness.
Anakin was basically a reincarnation of Anakin.
Yeah.
So there was no Kylo Ren?
No,
No.
technically,
No.
technically there was. It's just that there was no Ben Solo.
Got it.
The character of Kylo Ren was based off of Jason.
Yep.
So Jason ended up. Well, I don't know if I want to
twin.
spoil too much, but Jason
Well,
and
it's not a
Jaina.
spoiler
I was
because
gonna
it's
say,
not
that's
even
true.
It's
canon.
over 10
That's true.
years-
It's not
and it's
canon.
over
I just
10
didn't know if
years
there's
old.
anybody out there that were interested in reading these books. But if you are,
You
sorry.
can still read them.
So,
The books
yeah, you
are
can.
great read. I haven't read
So
the
Jason
specific-
and Jaina
They're
were
not canon.
Jason and Jaina were twins. And I'm trying. I hope I'm remembering this correctly because it's been
They
so
had-
long since I read
no,
these
they
books.
had twins. And they
Jason
had
and Jaina were
the other
twins.
one.
Anakin was the youngest son, and Han wanted to name him Han, and Leia was like, "I'm naming him after my father. Yeah, I'm naming him after my father, Anakin." So there was Anakin Skywalker the second now, and so Anakin was the one being tempted by the dark side. Like he was having visions of Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader and all that. So classically, because he was literally like what I was saying, he was like a reincarnation of Anakin. So Luke kept him really close, like, was trying to help him out. And then because Luke kept him so close, what ended up happening was Anakin became like a target. So for Luke's enemies and stuff like that. So Anakin ended up getting killed. And I forget if it was just Jason that fell to the dark side because of that, or if it was Jason and Jaina that fell to the dark side. I want to say it was both of them. They ended up falling to the dark side because of the death of Anakin, the younger Anakin. And so they based, and then Jason kind of didn't have like the same lightsaber, didn't have like the mask, but his mannerisms was very Kylo Ren. It was very Kylo Ren, and like the same like kind of interactions with his father, like kind of like the you were never really like there for me type deal.
I really thought that was canon, so that threw me off. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
why
where
they
that
renamed
came
it
out.
Legends when it was
Yeah.
taken over.
But that was kind of where Kylo Ren came from, and like Jaina, I think Jaina, I forget which one of them turned back. No, I'm sorry. Jason ended up getting turned back first, once again, like Kylo Ren, and he ended up having to fight Jaina because she didn't turn back. And then one of them killed the other. I forget which one killed the other, but it was a whole big debacle. And
Luke's still involved in the mix.
Luke was still involved the
Yeah,
whole time,
so-
but he didn't really get involved as far as the fight. He wasn't there for the twins fight. I know that. Otherwise, he would have tried to stop it. But
Luke, I just don't like what they did with Luke, and I gotta watch the show still.
Luke doesn't
But-
like what they did with Luke. If you talk to him, you see
no,
the
Mark
interviews.
Hamill was so mad.
If you see the interviews,
You didn't watch any of the shows as what they brought him back with?
I've seen like clips, but I haven't watched the show.
I will
I'm so far
I will tell you
behind on-
this. I will tell you this. Obviously, like I said, because it is re-CGI Luke, they don't have him having much screen time. But the screen time that he has, you're like, this is the Luke we wanted to see. And why can't we get more of this? Like, okay, listen. We get it. Mark Hamill will forever be our Luke Skywalker. But if people really want to see more of this side of Luke, you gotta recast
what
him.
reminds you of the couple seconds of Rogue One Vader? We're like, where's
Exactly.
That's what I wanna see.
But see, the thing with Vader is that he's so easy to do.
But I feel like
in other
but I feel
movies
like
now,
they
I
hit,
think they
'Cause
butchered
they
him
hit with these when they came in.
Obi-Wan.
When
Dude,
they
they
came in with
butchered
these,
Vader. They made him OP in Obi-Wan, and
When
they
they-
butchered Obi-Wan.
when they came out with the
We'll jump back.
episodes, what is it, 7, 8, and 9.
Mhm.
My problem was they stuck to a very. We need to introduce a whole new cast of heroes, and to do that, we need to
demolish the rest
demolish
of them, the
the
original.
heroes that made the whole Star Wars universe.
I don't know why they don't follow the Ghostbusters strategy. It was just so great.
They're there,
Yeah,
right? It's just the next generation.
Why do you gotta get rid of them? They're
Yeah,
just
that's-
old. You're old. But hang
I
out.
didn't see
Be
Frozen
around.
Kingdom for Ghostbusters
Me neither.
yet. But
Me neither. I want to. I heard it's also
I heard that
good.
one wasn't as good as Afterlife.
Well,
I
'cause
heard
Afterlife
it
was
wasn't
that,
as good as Afterlife,
like,
but
homage, right?
Right,
It
yeah,
never
it was
really
an homage.
was.
This one's a continuation type deal.
well,
yeah. New story.
Afterlife, everybody was also like, "Oh, okay, we're actually getting real Ghostbusters now," and it's
Yeah,
not
it's not
that.
another comedy
Yeah.
comedy sketch from Saturday Night Live. Yeah, that
Was there
bad.
humorous moments in it though? I mean, there had to have some.
Did you see it?
No,
The
I've only seen the first Ghostbusters.
Oh my god,
You haven't
Afterlife was
seen
great.
any of the other Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters 2 is amazing.
Yes, my favorite.
I've seen every Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
except Frozen
Ghostbusters,
Empire.
I liked it,
Me
but
too.
it didn't like capture me. I guess it was just I was after my time. I guess. But
I mean, it's more physical.
The only reason why I
it's
watched
more
it-
comedy and less CGI in the
yeah.
initial ones.
the only reason why I watched the Ghostbusters was because there was a Ghostbusters cameo in Casper the Ghost,
Oh,
and I didn't understand
with
it.
Slimer.
No, it was
Oh.
one of the Casper the Ghost. This is such off topic what we were just talking about. Casper the
I
Ghost.
can't believe we're flying off
So-
topic. We never do this.
We went from Star Wars to Casper
So-
the Friendly
Good
Ghost.
luck titling
so
this
Casper
one.
the Ghost. yeah,
Casper
thanks.
the Ghost
Was-
fell to the dark side, and then
He became Kylo Ren.
And then his uncles
Peter
had to bring him
Venkman
back.
Vader had to come back,
Yeah.
set
So
him straight.
Casper and his uncles were living in the one haunted house, and the two like antagonists of Casper bought the house because it was they were realtors. They bought the house, and they saw that it was haunted, and they were calling in a whole bunch of people to try to get the
And they
ghost out of
called
here.
the Ghostbusters.
And it was so funny. There was a ghost like a guy came running out and it was one of the Ghostbusters. I forget which one that it was, but he came running out and he goes, "Who you gonna call?" Someone else, and then he runs away.
Oh god.
And I was
That's
like,
funny.
"Dad, who is that?" And he goes,
The original
"Oh, it's one of the
Ghost-
Ghostbusters."
the original
blah, blah, blah. I was like,
Ghostbusters was great.
"Okay, I'll watch that movie." And then I watched it. I was like, "Okay, all right."
Ghostbusters 2 was good. They were strong.
Yeah,
But
I honestly liked them
Afterlife
both.
was very good.
I know that
They did
it
a
built a
good job.
generation,
They
Ghostbusters,
needed
just like Star Wars
to,
did.
Yeah, they needed to do right by, and they did it. Afterlife was awesome. I thought it was one
Good.
of the best revisits of a series.
Yeah. They really did a nice job on that.
Speaking of revisits, are you guys ready for the Mandalorian movie?
Are they really doing one?
I don't know yet. That's still up in the air.
Again, here's the thing. You have such a great series, both video quality and acting and
Yep.
script.
Yep.
You're just gonna it's gonna be a long episode of Mandalorian.
It is. It essentially is. Basically, what they were doing is like, why bother doing a whole nother season when one, they've pretty much wrapped up the story. Like, I'm sorry,
I
like,
thought
you
the
don't
story's
need
done.
anything else.
Yeah, I thought they were done.
You don't need anything else.
If they do an
I'm gonna
offshoot
check
with
the Snapchat.
Grogu, maybe.
Okay. Well, while we do that, we're going to talk about Mandalorian.
Yep. I thought it was done. I thought the ending was done.
Honestly, listen. Once again, sorry. Spoilers for the end of Mandalorian season 3.
So skip this.
You
if
skip like just skip like I don't know 30 seconds. I don't know. Why can't they just let him and Grogu live on that farm?
yeah,
Just
and be done
end
with
it
it.
there. That's where they live out
Well,
their days,
because-
peacefully,
They'll-
happily, done.
Because we live
Because
in a,
money. That's why they want
we
more
live
money.
in a day and age where there are no endings.
Yeah, let's keep
Things
going
can't
and
end.
going
They have to
and
keep
going
going.
and going.
We can't end it because
Yeah,
that
things
ends
don't
the
end until the
cash flow.
character dies.
I
Basically, that's how
can't.
it
I
goes.
can't. I'm like ripping through One Piece, and they just entered the final arc. Like I'm way behind, obviously, but it's going to have an ending. So I'm like, oh, thank
It
God.
better. Yeah, what is it? Is this the longest anime in history?
1,100
It has to be the
episodes.
longest anime in history.
Well, it depends on what you consider anime, because The Simpsons had an insane amount.
Simpsons
of,
not anime.
Well, anime just means cartoon in Japanese.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but,
saying. So it
But
depends on
no,
how you.
but Simpsons
But if
weren't
you're
made in
talking
Japan.
specifically that genre,
Yeah.
it might be.
It has to be the
running.
longest one.
It is definitely one of the longest running manga ever because it is the closest to American comic books. I think
Yeah.
it's number 3 of issues sold.
And what's that show you? Something Kaizen? What was it called?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
That
Jujutsu
just hit
Kaisen
Netflix. It just hit Netflix.
It's,
So I'll watch
that's
it
the
there.
number 1 anime right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch it there because I don't have
And Kaiju number 8 just started. I'm enjoying that. It's pretty,
on Netflix also.
Crunchyroll.
Oh, Crunchyroll. Okay, okay.
Netflix gets a lot though.
No, they like I said, they just got them. Like, oh, that's the one Dave was talking about. I'm gonna have to put it in my
I'm
favorites.
gonna have
and
to watch
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not kid appropriate. I don't. Think.
So definitely with the kids.
Watch out.
Well, it's
Got it.
gory. It's gory.
Oh, no, I'm good.
It's definitely gory.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good. We
Other
stick to it.
other than the goriness, I think it's okay. But
We've been off of cartoons for a little while now. I don't know why. We just kind of took a step back.
there
So
hasn't been that many good ones though.
Yeah.
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 So I've gotten a whole bunch of kids at the karate school into Avatar: Last Airbender.
It's a good show.
We are rewatching the Korra and the original.
Are you watching Korra?
Every other day we watch both of them.
Yeah, we got Andrew into Avatar, and he said I'm gonna take a little break before Korra because he finished Avatar, then he jumped right into Korra, and Korra is
Very
good,
different.
not as good, very different. So he was a little bit like, so he stopped watching. I think like halfway through season 1, and he said I'm gonna come back to it later. Like I'm gonna
It's funny
let
'cause
this sit for a little bit.
Some of the like kiddish charms that you get out of the original, you lose that because she's older.
She's
in
already
this
adult,
one.
yeah.
She's already got.
Well, it
3
was
of the
catered towards
4,
the original audience.
Well, I should say
abilities.
there hasn't been a good
Unfortunately.
American-style cartoon in a long time. I love the anime that's coming out,
But-
and a lot of kids watch anime, but there's not.
I think My Adventures with Superman was pretty darn good.
That was excellent.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
We want season 2,
That was excellent. Like, yeah.
but yeah,
I did not
I got a
watch
whole like
we did
because
just,
some of
we
the
did
kids.
just watch part 2 of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
Oh, it's out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta see it. Okay.
It's good, but it's just it hops. You know.
There's such a big storyline. It is so hard to cram it
Yeah.
into even just 3 movies because that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. They're doing 3.
But I don't know
there's a
why
third part coming
DC
out.
gets caught up in these. Right, like let's jam as much as possible we can into a movie. And
It's
then
such a big storyline.
dilutes
I
the
really
movie.
think that. I really wish they had spread it out. I really wish
like
they
that
did.
should have been a series.
They should have spread
yeah,
it out.
I just. I think I'm a little burnt out on multiverse storylines. Said that. I'm like,
You don't say.
and then I'm like, okay.
Well, I think that's why Deadpool's coming out to make the entire thing a joke, right?
Yeah, I
they're
think
literally
I'm
Oh,
still
we
a
know
little
how
burnt
many jokes
out.
he's gonna crack about that. So many.
Have you seen the trailers yet?
I've seen
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
trailers for it.
And he's
Yeah.
calling out all like the heads of Disney in the trailers.
I
and
love it. It's so
it
good.
is
I'm so
hilarious.
glad
I wonder
they
how
did
much
that.
of it's going to make it to screen, right? Because I know that they're still battling it with.
Well,
him.
listen, man. Even if it doesn't make it to the screen, he's still. They had
He
it in
has
the
it
trailers. Yeah.
Well, it's. I think it's what is it, scheduled for July launch, right? So it's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, it
Soon?
is. It is coming out pretty soon. It's the only Marvel movie coming out this year.
Yep.
Which is, I
you
think,
know what?
good. I
Good.
think it's good for them too.
Yeah,
like, you gotta
smart.
take a step
Kevin
back.
Kevin Feige looked at what was going on and he said, "Okay, we're gonna push everything back now."
Yeah, I don't even know if that was Kevin Feige's move, but at the end of the day, they are.
Well,
they're
I mean,
they're losing
I
money.
mean,
the head
they
honcho of
did. They
everything.
did also lose one of the key player actors to like
Yep.
a scandal, which is like you're gonna be the main bad in this.
Oh, you're gone now.
No, we're gonna have to downplay that now. Real
Was
quick.
now was he? Was he found guilty?
Was he? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
His
That's what I'm
career's still
saying.
done with them.
I know, but that's what stinks
His-
though, because you can get.
His attorneys were literally making it sound like they had a solid case in his defense.
That's what drives me nuts, right? Like, so he can get accused of it and
Yeah.
not proven guilty and still lose his career. It's like it's like a
Yeah.
disaster, you know. And I'm not saying they're doing
Just
the wrong
recast,
thing,
man. Just continue with the plan you had.
I hate the idea that you can't recast.
Yeah, man.
Like,
just recast.
oh, you can't recast. They be like you.
If you ever wanted a recast, now would be the time. Because
Now's the time.
You could say whatever you want.
Listen,
to say.
yeah.
Like,
Recast. They
It's
recast
a multiverse now.
They
War Machine in
recast War
seconds.
Machine and,
Yeah.
and like
literally the second movie.
I love this first line that he ever did because it was literally because Don Cheadle was literally like making a rib at anybody that didn't like the fact that it was him. Did you know what his first line is? Like, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Let's go. But he's saying it to
Okay.
Tony
Yeah.
in the context of like,
yeah.
I didn't know you were like, what are you doing here? Because it's me. I'm here. Deal with it.
But it was
the
a
whole
double
purpose
meaning.
behind that
Yeah.
line was him saying that to the audience. Of
I
people
didn't know
complaining
that.
about because I guess I'm assuming the promotional work leading up to it. Now Don Cheadle's all over it, right? Because now he's roadie, and I guess people were not happy about
like,
it.
I don't like the idea that
He
like,
did a good job.
He did a
if
great
you're gonna
job.
continue to do superhero movies, eventually you might have to recast some of these superheroes.
Honestly, as much as I love the original Wolverine setup, I was like really jonesing for we're gonna get a younger Wolverine in here to reset the franchise. And
Listen, man, there's still a possibility that there's a
Well-
younger Wolverine that shows up in Deadpool 3.
Yes. Well, they were supposed to have a female Wolverine in there.
Well, X23.
No,
Not X23?
no. They were talking about X-23 also, but they were also talking about an actual because there's a discussion of the X-Men relaunch being only female characters. That I'm just telling you what they're talking about.
They're going to meet the same thing that happened with the
Every
female
other
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, and
The
female
backlash made them change.
Ghostbusters.
The backlash made them change back real quick.
Yeah, and they might
just-
make a decision there too.
You just can't. I mean,
Those characters are already established. There's plenty
and
of
not
strong
only
female
that,
characters
there's
on
so
their own.
much diversity built into X-Men on its own.
Yeah.
As
the whole
Why do you
thing
need to
is-
change
the
it?
whole thing
is diversity.
is about
They're being different.
Like,
different, exactly.
you know
Storm.
what the themes were
Listen, man,
for their
you want me to
shows?
list
saying.
off some of the most powerful mutants in the X-Men? Because quite a few of them are female.
No, but
Most
like,
of them.
Most of them.
Most of
But,
the
like,
gamma level ones. were
Jean
female.
Grey,
But the original,
Storm,
but the original
Cassandra
intent of
Nova,
X-Men when it came
Rogue at
out,
certain stages
Magic.
of Rogue.
but the
Rogue.
the original purpose of X-Men when it came out was a social commentary on how we handle differences in race and differences
Yes.
in the Registration Act, how they went through. I mean, it was a very socially commentary.
Well,
Like the whole thing was
how do
based
you
on accepting.
What's so funny? Think of the original X-Men cartoon and comics, and no mutants, no whatever, and then fast forward to COVID, and it's like anti-mask and anti-vax. It's like, wow, that was a representation of when society
I
doesn't
was
accept
waiting. I
itself.
was waiting for a giant robot to crash in my house.
Put on a mask.
Sentinels.
Unvaccinated, please report.
Says the Sentinels are real.
Unvaccinated has been
Oh
identified.
God, man, those futuristic
pursuit.
Sentinels from X-Men Days of Future Past, so
Have you
freaking scary,
Nimrod?
man.
Yeah. Have you watched the new show yet?
No, I haven't, because I watched the original show, so I felt like it was a continuation of it.
It is.
Do I have to have watched the original show to watch this one?
But are you watching the new?
You
I'm
didn't watch
saying
the original?
Well, I told you I grew up on the
Oh,
Justice
that's
League
right. You
cartoon,
would've been-
Avatar: Last Airbender. It came out a little Batman the Animated Series.
it's worth.
Came out a little
it's a
bit
good
past my
show.
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good show. They have very few fillers, so like most of the stuff falls the main storyline. But you
see
can
if I
watch
wanna
them
get to it.
independently.
I have so much to watch, man.
You can watch them.
Speaking of giant robots, I hear you in a robot car.
Oh man, so it was crazy. So this past week I was in Tempe, Arizona.
Yes.
And a friend of mine who lives there told me about Waymo is the name of the company, and it's a sedan.
'Cause
and
this
it's
car
got
does
cameras
way mo.
way more than a regular car. It's got
Hey.
cameras throughout, but it is a fully self-driving Uber type service. The cars have no drivers. They'll be assigned a zip code. They'll stay, like, you could have it right outside your house, just sitting there, no driver, waiting for someone to basically ping it. Then it'll start driving away. So you could be on the highway and you could have a car at all your corners with no drivers.
Yeah.
And her telling me already got me a little hesitant, like, oh
Yeah, like
okay.
I'm
The
like,
future-
what the heck
the
happens if
future-
that
then I was
malfunctions?
yeah.
I said I'm ready for the future until I was in the highway, and I'm the only driver on the highway with four
Yeah.
other cars. I'm like, I'm not ready for the future.
The future freaks me out.
I lied. I
It's
take it all
so
back,
scary.
folks. It is if you want to have a
So
bad
I-
experience. It's crazy.
I have a friend that did it, and then he was like Snapchatting and like putting to his Instagram story. Like,
Oh, really?
the ride. He was sitting in the back seat while this thing was driving. I'm like,
They wanted me to do that. I was like, no, thank you. I will take my own car.
I'm good. You
I'm
know,
just
there's certain
surprised.
things I think.
Why even have the steering wheel there then? Do they have steering wheels?
They do.
They do,
Why
yeah.
is it there if there's not an option for
who
someone to drive
knows
it?
if it breaks down
There
and it has to
are-
be towed or something? Then they have to shut it off
There are
and
just
manually
certain things I
drive
think
it. You know, who knows?
people should.
But if it
still
breaks down,
do.
then there'll be no one driving it anyway.
Because I also think it's a,
tow
but
trucks are for.
if the breakdown happens to just be the automatic driving system, then you can just drive it.
and I understand like
Because Tesla's doing it too.
yeah, I understand the idea that you do other things on your travel, so you're more productive. But I
They
don't know,
also-
man. I also think like driving kind of sharpens your reflexes a little. There's just something.
Builds your
The
awareness.
The discussion is the more of them that are on the road, the higher chances you have of a safe driving experience because they're all unifying their
I had this
speed.
argument.
They're not going to try past each
I
other.
had this
you know, that
argument.
human,
I had this
influence.
argument.
I would drive
I had this
every
argument
time.
with my brother-in-law.
I just
at,
hope
at a
that
certain point.
the bugs get
Um,
worked out because I know there's going to be
Well,
bugs.
he's technically comfortable. Like he likes to talk about that.
No, not that brother-in-law. The other one.
Oh,
My sister-in-law's.
got it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
not
Not
Ian.
Brandon. No, I
Not
was thinking-
Brandon, not Ian.
Brandon. Yeah, okay.
Not Brandon or Ian. Greg.
Got
We
it.
were having this conversation, and actually we were having a touchy subject back during the COVID days when we were having a discussion about because I wanted you to get vaccinated, like you have to do this or you can't do X, Y, Z. And I said, yeah, but here's the problem. I said they're saying that because it's for everybody's safety. I said so they have these self-driving cars coming out.
For
I said,
everybody's safety.
How long before they tell people they can't drive anymore? He
For
goes,
everybody's
oh,
safety.
that will never happen. I said,
Sure
but
will.
you're telling me if they say we can get accidents down to zero, nobody will ever die because of an automobile again. You don't think they're gonna enforce that
Oh my God, yes they will.
in a way
Absolutely.
where it's like, no. They would never.
Well,
too many people do
here's
it.
the
Too
trick.
many people like it. I'm like, what?
The trick is initially they won't have to force it because they're going to make you think it's the best option all
Right.
the time.
I mean, he's like,
They'll give you payment benefits.
people will still
and
do it.
kickbacks and
People
all
will do
that
it
stuff.
recreationally. Like you go to the track and drive for fun. But the days, I was mesmerized by the fact that like, no, I could never see that happening. It's like,
Really?
I was like, what?
Especially going through what we were going through at the time.
Well, that was my point. Is like, if they can prove it's for everybody's safety, why wouldn't they do it?
I definitely see it happening, and again, having seen it myself.
You ever see the movie iRobot?
Yes.
Where he gets in trouble for
Yes.
why were you driving at 300 miles per hour and not on
Yeah.
autopilot?
Yeah, because he switches a manual. Yep.
I great movie. I'll never watch it again. It's
When he's-
freaked me out.
Come
me
on,
out,
it's so
Great
bad.
movie.
It's no
Great
different than
movie.
It's no different
Great
than Terminator
movie.
or any of those robot-based.
Oh,
movies.
Terminators! Listen, man,
But-
Terminator. is
I
actually a lot
enjoyed the
better.
first-
I love Terminator.
I
more than
enjoyed
that.
the first two Terminator movies,
Oh, yeah.
and then we went off the rails somewhere.
Okay,
I
the
was
ones
trying
after
to
that
figure
were-
it
There
out.
was other movies.
No,
No, I'm
It
just
went-
kidding.
I mean, I was like
not on our
trying to
heads.
keep track of like, wait, what? Who's doing what now?
Terminator 3 was a complete kibosh.
And they had the series.
That was great, actually. The Sarah Chronicles
It's
was
just hard
actually
to follow
very good.
sometimes.
No, that was
Sarah
the-
Chronicles were not hard to follow.
They were
'Cause
not.
that was just chronicling.
And
their-
it ended right when it was getting good. They actually got to the future
Yeah.
and then cut the series because of funding. And I'm like, wow, they should have had Disney funding. They could keep that thing going on forever.
I just feel that's another one where they kind of butchered the by trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Too
I mean,
much.
they were definitely trying to bridge the gap on some of the story, but I still think it was done well. And you had the actress from Game of Thrones in there who did a phenomenal job as Sarah Connor at the time, a good takeover character. I thought it was done. I have the series on DVD. I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Such an
I
old
did.
man.
Huh?
I have it on DVD.
I have things on
I didn't say
DVD too.
VHS.
I have
Okay.
DVD.
Listen.
First
I
of
can't
all,
talk. I still have
makes you
VHSs.
Ancient.
Oh, I guess I'm
Why
ancient.
would I have VHS? But
I guess I'm ancient.
I actually have Star Wars on VHS sitting in my
So-
office.
As do I, sir.
And I have
As do I. The
I
first
have
three, 4,
the
5, and
first
6.
three.
4, 5, and
And
6.
what's great about those too, they're not
I
the
watched
special
them in
editions
VHS.
with all the added
The original, yep. The
I
added scenes were kind of
We-
roughly put in when they first put them in, like the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
extra Jabba the Hutt scenes. Those were horribly done.
Yep.
Like that is the worst.
listen, man.
It's like an 8-bit character they put on top of.
There's a
No,
reason
whatever.
why. There's a reason why the prequels were not liked for the longest time. George Lucas is an amazing writer.
Oh,
His
yeah.
directing skills are okay.
Listen, you can
Well,
only
no,
do so many
episode
things,
4, 5, and
okay.
6 were amazing.
the
Oh no, they were
originals, yeah.
great. Once again, his writing skills, his imagination,
Well,
incredible.
he directed
No,
4,
but you
5,
have to
and 6.
remember.
He did.
Yeah. No, I said the original. Yeah. You have to remember the later ones that came out though, up until even including now, it wasn't mostly his direction. He had a lot of outside influences from funding
Yeah.
reasons.
He
so he
also-
had to bend the knee a little bit on
He
some of the
also
direction he
purposely
wanted.
started with the most exciting, and like
Yeah.
when he talked about it, he's like, well, I started 4, 5, and 6 because it was the most exciting part of the story. They
Yeah.
had the grand reveals of who was who, and you know,
You still
I
have people
thought
today
I
that have
thought
never
that
seen it.
3 was a pretty exciting part of the
there-
story.
yeah, Clone Wars.
yeah. Well, but you knew where everything was going in 1, 2, and 3.
That's
you
true.
Knew the Empire was
Yeah, it
going
was very
to form.
chronological.
You knew Vader,
So,
Anakin was going to fall to the
I
dark
have
side.
I have a friend.
Yeah, there was no surprises.
I have a friend. This is actually Mike Shannon's cousin. His girlfriend never seen Star Wars before, and it gets even better. So, like Mike's cousin mentioned Anakin, right? There's like the name Anakin, like it was just like a reference in a conversation. She had no idea he was talking about, and he was like, "Oh, you know absolutely nothing." He's like, "You don't you haven't even seen any like memes,
So-
references. You don't know any of the characters." She said,
This is
"No."
where I would have agreed with Dave. Did they make her watch it in launch order and not chronological order?
So
'Cause that would have been better.
Here's what he's gonna do. No, they're gonna sit down and start watching together because now she's intrigued. Because Mike's cousin's a big Star Wars fan, like us all, and they're gonna sit down and watch them together. And yeah, no, he's doing it in order of release 4, 5, and 6,
good.
and then he's gonna go 1, 2, and 3.
Nicole will not watch Star
and
Wars.
he's excited
She don't like it.
because he cannot wait to see because she's gonna have no idea that Darth Vader's actually Luke's father.
I would video the reaction points.
No
like some
idea,
of the key
man.
points of the movie.
I don't
Does Kelsey like Star
even
Wars?
think the name. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's seen it.
She likes them though.
Yeah. I mean, they're not like
She's not like as nerdy
I
about it as
think
we
she
are,
likes
but
Lord of the Rings better and like
Lord of the Rings is also really good
100%
too.
It was good. It
Harry
was good.
Potter, that's like
Yeah, well, that's a great.
Harry Potter is great. I just wish that
What?
movies were still good, but they could have been better.
Well, after the first two,
a
when they
little
changed directors and lost the original
It
Dumbledore.
was okay.
No,
it was okay.
again,
I'm
no.
not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
They fell to the victim of like there was
I
as
enjoyed
the
5
books
as well.
grew, as the stories grew.
I enjoyed
there were
5.
so many things to put in that it was difficult. But I felt like they omitted certain things I would have omitted.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think they missed any main plot points. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they didn't
I
do-
liked
They
it. The
didn't
books
do a
were
lot with the house
phenomenal.
elves.
They didn't do anything
they
with the
didn't do-
house elves, really.
The
They're
only
very
time
minimal,
they
yeah.
mentioned
Yeah.
house elves was 2. That was it, and they didn't show any more house elves except for it was
And
Dobby
the
and
book
Creed.
was a full
And they did
setup.
100% botch the final battle.
I did not like it at all.
They botched it.
Yeah, I don't like how they
It was-
twisted into each other and all that
if I
nonsense.
had not seen, if I
And
had
it
not
happened
seen, if I
way-
hadn't read the books, if I hadn't
It
read the
happened
books,
way off in the distance too, which was not how it happens in the books.
well, my
Yeah.
dad had never.
Well-
my dad's not a big reader, so
It's in
he
front
hadn't
of
read
everybody in the books.
No,
My
but the woods scenes where he gets hit first does happen in the woods.
No.
And then-
The very final
Yeah,
battle
yeah,
between
yeah,
them
yeah.
when they.
When Voldemort
It's
actually
them.
gets defeated.
It's them. It's not everybody battling. It's them. You got going at it. Yeah.
And it was. I mean, literally, the battle stops in the book, so they can watch.
Yeah.
Like
What's it, those
the
two
war
fight
stops.
because that's what the war's all about. Is the-
Yes,
that does
exactly.
not happen.
Yeah,
they
no.
could have. So listen, if they had wanted to make it feel like it all started with these two, and now it all ends with these two, they could have done that in so many different ways. One, they could have it be okay. The crowd is there, and now Harry and Voldemort are having their final discussion. You know, I'm talking about in the books. They're having their final discussion, tying up all these loose ends. In those shots, have there be no crowd in the background. You know they're there because you
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
them
but
there.
you could fade
but
them out.
have it be like they're
Yeah.
circling in the books.
That's a
They're
good
circling
idea.
each other
Yeah.
as, let's say, they're walking right. Harry's walking this way, and the camera's facing Harry.
Yep.
Voldemort walks in front of the camera when he passes by the other side. Now everybody's gone. Now it's just the two of them walking around each other. So now you know the crowd's not there. They do the little final battle thing. It said in the books that there was a moment of silence, and then the crowd erupts into cheers. So that's when the crowd is back in the shot, is when they all erupt into cheers, because that's
There was
like
so much
in
that could've
Harry's
done.
mind.
Just-
Yeah.
Oh, man, there's people here.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much more they could have done.
But regardless, it wasn't bad. It was still done well.
I'm a little skeptical.
Well, my dad
'cause
had
I got-
never read the books because he's not a big reader,
books are
and
so good. I'm
and
not a
I
big
told
reader
him
either. Those books
he
are
was
good.
not a big reader, and I was talking about how, man, like the final battle was done all wrong, and he was like, oh really, I liked it, because so if you haven't read the books, to those people,
That's
the
true
battle's
for
fine.
that's true for a lot
So
of movies
many.
though,
Yeah.
because the books are always better.
I like Narnia.
Always.
I like the movies and
except
the,
for
and Narnia.
except for Lord of the Rings. Sorry,
Which one?
except for the Hobbit. Sorry,
They got
sorry.
they got
The
a new.
Hobbit's. I enjoy the movies
They have a
better.
new Harry Potter series coming.
Really, I
out,
like The
though.
Hobbit, the book.
They have a new
So
Harry Potter series coming
Yeah.
out.
So
though.
is it
according
the
to
same
them,
characters?
I
Same
don't
characters?
know if it's going to happen though.
It better. I mean, I don't know.
It better not happen.
Is it supposed to be the same characters?
It's supposed to be like a reboot.
No, they're
Ron?
redoing the whole thing.
Oh, it's a reboot.
But as a series.
Listen, man, with more airtime
Write
now.
new stuff. There's a million books out there you can put on
Nobody
camera.
writes new things
Come on.
At all. Everything's a rehash of something that's already
Walk
been done
into a
already.
Barnes and Nobles, grab 3 books, make a movie. Stop rehashing the
There's
same
so many
things
things they
over
could
and
make
over again.
movies of.
You know why? 'Cause they want
The Ranger's Apprentice series. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Nope.
This was a big. I loved that book series. I was growing up. I was like, it must have been from the time that I was like 12 all the way up to when I was still reading when I was like 18. It was such a good book series, and he's still going with it too. So Ranger's Apprentice. It's a medieval series, and it all revolves around this group of like medieval spies. They're like spies, like literally CIA for medieval times, and they're just essential to this, fictional kingdom's. They're just essential to it.
It sounds
And
horrible.
There were multiple times where I had saw.
Pass.
Okay.
Auto pass. Back on the shelf.
All right, cool, sure, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
No, how
fine. Okay.
how big is the series? Like, is it a couple books?
Oh, it's huge.
Okay.
And there's multiple spin-off series now of it too. He literally he built the whole world.
Well, didn't they
John
just do,
Flanagan's the author's
what's
name.
the
Okay.
um
Check it out.
what's the with the Greek gods?
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson. So they just turned that into a series.
Yes.
Now, too.
Apparently, that was
Yeah.
way better than the movies.
Way better than the movies I heard.
Yeah.
But like, they definitely don't do original things anymore.
No.
But honestly, I think it's viewership fault too, because we don't go out to see original things either.
Yeah, no, that's true. If they don't
True,
see us
it's
going to
true.
see it,
If
they're
you
not
don't,
going
if you don't recognize the name of it,
The
you're gonna
superhero,
be
the
very
superhero
hesitant.
movies, Marvel particularly, destroyed movies. Like not destroyed movies, because they're very good and I loved them. But they became like, if it wasn't a Marvel, you weren't going to the movies to see it.
Well, I will say this: we're starting to see some resurgence because now we have
Oppenheimer did.
there's
well.
Oppenheimer,
Barbie
Barbie,
did well.
the Ministry of
No, I haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Ministry of Ungentlemanly
It's good.
Yeah, I heard
Warfare.
that was very
I'm going
good.
to go see
I
that.
watched Oppenheimer on the plane. That's really good.
I heard it's good.
I
yeah.
didn't see, what was the one?
The Ministry. It just came out.
It just
The
came out.
Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's Henry
more-
Cavill's
It's like a
new movie.
document. It's like a documentary almost.
No, it's based off a true story. Yes, but it's not a documentary.
I'll not.
At all.
I'll never understand the Barbie movie's success, but go for it.
I'll understand it. I know why it succeeded, but I didn't go see that either. But Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare looks
I've
really
seen it.
interesting. It's literally based on. It's during World War II, where the Germans are they're in the moment in the war where they're winning,
Okay.
and England puts together like this covert task force of like criminals, unsavory characters, basically it's like an expendable force.
Right,
where
but
if they get caught, you're all right, you're caught, you're on your own.
It was based on a
But
true.
it's based off of true stories,
Yeah.
and Henry Cavill plays like this psychotic maniac, where he's the leader of it.
Is it like the Suicide Squad, but for real life?
It kind of, you know what? It does kind of have that vibe. It does kind of have that vibe. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It does. But they literally they
He's
go
such a
on
good
missions
actor,
to
though.
subjugate the.
Yeah, he is. He's underrated.
They go. It has the same guy that played Reacher.
Yeah.
In,
Oh, he's another big dude.
He's
Oh my
huge.
God.
Yep.
And it's got an all-star cast. It's gonna be a great movie. I can't wait to go see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, remind me when it's coming out. 'Cause I wanna
It already
go- I
is
wanna
out.
do
It's
that.
out.
Oh, it's
It's
out?
You can go see. Do you want to come with me?
Let me know where you're at.
I'll have to try.
'cause
I'll have to check it out.
I'm
There's-
driving
there's-
around, but maybe. Yeah,
There's- yeah,
sounds
there are
good.
But it's
some
gonna be on a
resurgence.
Sunday that I go see
I
it.
think
'Cause it's the only day I have.
I think because there's no Marvel movies coming out,
That's true. I think
There's
it's
a-
nice to
there's-
see.
it's opening the windows
Yeah.
a little bit. For
People
some
are gonna be
other
like, well,
things.
what am I gonna
Yeah,
watch
2024 is a time for movies to make a name for themselves because
Yeah.
like there's a big gap.
Yeah.
No real big Disney movies, no Marvel movies, nothing
Nothing
that
Star Wars.
stands out there from a grand. Yeah, no Star
No
Wars.
Star Wars really coming
There's
out. No
another
shows of that. Yeah. Although I will say, because Bad Batch season 3 just dropped, Tales of the Empire is supposed to be coming out.
Oh, what's
I'm
the one
interested in
that's
Tales of the
getting a
Empire.
bunch of heat too? The one that talks about all the Jedi before
Oh, that's
Acolyte or something. Or?
Acolyte.
Acolyte.
That one, I didn't watch the trailer for that yet. I
I
should.
thought the trailer was solid, but apparently it's getting D and I beat up. For
Well, I
for
think
it.
now the new thing is now.
Well, that's because
as all fandom does.
Yeah.
It turns now nothing's good.
I know. Yeah, no matter what, I won't even watch it. It's
I
like,
will-
come
I will
on,
tell you
see
this.
it first.
I will tell you this. I think the only hope that Star Wars has right now is Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau too. I'm in for Jon Favreau, but he's
Favreau's a killer.
exactly. I think the only thing Star Wars has going for it right now is Dave Filoni, Sam Witwer, and
I
Jon
think they need
Favreau.
to just stick to stories for a little while.
Yeah.
And stop trying to plug and play because the stories build it into it.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
follow
get
the
me-
stories, play the stories for what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't get me
because
wrong.
It
Dave,
wins
Dave,
for a
Dave
little while.
Filoni. Dave Filoni isn't infallible. Like Book of Boba Fett was not that great, but it had awesome things mixed in, like a live action Cad
They-
Bane. You see a live action Cad Bane for the
Yeah,
first time.
they-
That was
I gonna
awesome.
say they had great character building.
Yes.
Just the story was kind of flat. But they had
Also,
great character
I
building.
don't know what drove him to mix in so much Mandalorian plotline into Boba Fett.
I think because they knew the story was flat.
Yeah.
But that's
That's
the
why.
problem, though. Is they didn't
I
have to be flat.
I still have to watch a lot of this though.
Come on, you enjoy all of it.
Yeah, but you know
You would.
how you always joke like I live in like Alex and I live in a time warp where we have all. this,
I have no idea how you guys watch all the anime you do.
but
Yeah, I guys
but
can't keep up.
certain
Yeah.
things come at sacrifices. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I watch a lot of
That's
that.
why they
and
can
I
watch
have
this because
to-
they take away this stuff.
I
Like
have to like pick and choose.
Yeah.
And honestly, the storylines in anime are usually better. So
I don't doubt. I
try
don't
and
deny it. That's for sure.
focus on
I don't deny it.
that. Like I just wrapped up one of the major arcs in One Piece, and the writing was so good that I was like,
Where is this in American culture,
I have to
man?
take a break though, because I always take a break after major arcs. But I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, so you can take the new arc fresh. Yeah.
yeah, and to make room for like I'm watching Kaiju number 8. I'm watching a couple of different things in between.
I caught up on my travel. Now that I'm traveling a little, that's when I catch up because I'm on the on the airplane.
Yeah, it's a good time to catch up.
That's a perfect time to watch movies, man.
Yep.
And I still try and read and like it's just, time is very.
It's been a while since I've read a good book series. I'm not gonna.
We
lie.
should just retire.
I played less video games now than I ever did in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm trying to find some time, but it's just hard.
Yeah. Again, once the
I
little
mean, it's
man
not like
gets-
you have a baby or anything. you know?
Once the little man gets older, where he's
I'll have more time again. Yeah.
enthralled with it with you, whatever it may be, whether it's
'Cause then you can do it
games
with
or
him, yeah.
yeah.
Well, we were talking. I had a good discussion with Alex because like we were talking about because Claire McIntyre,
Mhm.
who I mentioned before, does the Kids Spartan races.
Mhm.
She's a fantastic artist.
Great.
Nice.
That's
So,
awesome.
I saw her gibbets on her Crocs.
You should have her design part of the shirt next year.
So she came in this week, and her gibbets were all. I was like, oh, I look at Nolan's gibbet, like Crocs, her brother, and
Yeah.
her gibbets was like, oh, you got the pirate gibbets, and she's like, they're One Piece. I says, no, I know where they're from, and I was like, all right, so I was naming all the crews that she has on her thing. So Mom's like, oh yeah, I knew she was an artist, but I didn't know, so I was like, oh, so she pulled up a picture that she drew of Rovanoa Zoro,
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Sword. Yeah.
the sword guy,
Master. Yeah.
and it
Oh,
was
he's my favorite character.
unbelievable. And then so she moves over, and then she's got a Jujutsu Kaisen character, Hoyomi Goju,
Okay. I'm not familiar with that yet. I will
Gojo, who's amazing.
And she
amazing.
drew these
She
guys.
drew him perfectly.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. And then we struck up a conversation about anime, and then she was asking about. Mom was asking about Demon Slayer. Is it appropriate? Is it not appropriate? And we're like, it's gory. There's one arc that may go over her head, but may not. So you want to be careful. But then Alex was explaining what he does with Lucas is you can actually you can Google in the anime parents guide, and it will pull up like ratings on gore or sexuality or
That's cool. I didn't
and
know
it
that.
will tell
That's
you
good. That's good though.
you know what
you
episodes,
have to
how much is
skip
in
or
it.
whatever, yeah.
Right. So there's a whole thing you can do that'll tell you if it's an appropriate, for age groups.
That's really a cool concept. I never even thought about that.
I'm glad they did something like that though, because now the parents don't have to go and do that themselves, because they can just look this up now and then they
Well,
if
you
you
know,
guys have
because-
seen any of the sites, drop it in the
Well,
comments.
because we were
Yes.
talking about it, because like both like she asked Alex and I, we watched it, and we're like, we have to like, because we watch so much anime, you forget sometimes.
Right.
A scene might slip in that you just don't remember. or
To
you're like-
you're desensitized to it, but to a kid, it's gonna be
right,
different.
and you start
right? Yeah.
thinking back. It's like, oh, I watched that like 8 years ago. Let me think. I think it was okay for
And you
It's
don't know
something
for
I
sure,
would have
yeah.
to think about when my son gets
I'm
older.
in a big habit. I have a big habit of watching whatever is going to be new to the kids the night before.
Yeah.
So they'll always ask, "Did you watch this?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did," because I want to see. And then I know if there's a scene I need to skip.
Yeah.
So they can watch a show, but I
Without
might
having to
skip
worry
a little
about
bit,
it, yeah.
of a more risque, scenario. I'll be like, we'll skip over that.
Yeah.
Obviously as they get older, less of that you have to skip, but they're still there now. So, no, it's cool. I think it's good. I didn't know about that those type of sites that will tell you, hey, here's a little guide to, how you do the cartoons. I think it's great. If you guys use it, throw it out there in the comment section. I would love to check it out. Which sites where it'll actually guide you on what
and it's
episodes
tough
to watch.
because everybody has different,
That are kid
different,
friendly, family friendly.
what they let their kids.
So we watched. It was PG, and it was a Disney movie. But Jack Black was one of the actors. I told you guys about this. The one where he was like a warlock.
This was time, something with time.
Yes,
Something with time.
Yeah,
What was
it had to do with clocks.
We were talking about that before.
Yeah.
Oh, I
we,
can't remember what it
we
was.
weren't. We didn't talk about it through the show. We talked about it on the side.
Oh.
So we watched it when we were away at Colonial Williamsburg, and I'm like, oh, good, it's a PG movie. It's Disney. It's Jack Black. It's gonna be great. I do the build, and I had watched it a while ago. It was creepy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really creepy.
I
And Luke was
got
like,
that
how
from
is
the
this
trailers.
PG? Like, it
Yeah.
is really
I
creepy.
got that from the trailers.
So we play Disney Children's Radio on Pandora.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
yeah. Which is
we
great.
use our Google Home, and it plays Disney movies, and it's Pandora, so it curates different things. And this week we're listening to it, and it was one of the so it was like a normal song. I think it might have been from Sing at some point or whatever. but they drop an F-bomb in it.
No.
And they happen
Wait,
to,
what?
They happen to have just missed this. So like it
There
was
are
like
no songs in Sing that have the.
no, but like the song itself.
Its original version had it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
okay. I thought it meant it was the
So-
song from the movie.
So, but it's Disney Children's Radio on Pandora.
Yeah, why
So
is it playing
normally
a song
it's like
that's not?
it plays Encanto music. It plays
Yeah.
old
But they
Hercules
will
and-
sometimes play the original artist's version of a song that they do for a movie.
All I know is we're listening, and all of a sudden an F-bomb got dropped. Kels, do you remember that? The F-bomb that was dropped on our Disney Children's Radio?
Just remember which song.
You
It
worked
was
that
like
in
one of
there, didn't you?
those.
That was you. I could tell.
But it's pretty funny because it's all like, it was like, Be Our Guest was on. And then it was like, Never Had a Friend Like Me from like
Yeah,
Aladdin.
Aladdin, yeah.
And then this song comes on to drop an F-bomb. Thank God Declan's like so young.
He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
understanding
But
it.
He's
I'm
not
just like,
gonna do
wow, they missed that one, huh?
Dave's like, I don't know why I really like this song.
The other,
This is my favorite
the other
song.
thing that's weird, the
Favorite
other thing
Disney
that's
song.
weird about Disney Children's Radio is occasionally they'll play Kid Bop,
Yes. Yep.
and then so and I always laugh when it comes on. You know the song where it's all about drinking with the memories. The drinks bring back all the memories.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of kids singing about the drinks bringing back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. And it's like toast to the ones that we lost on the way. And I'm like being sung
You're
by like a
9.
7-year-old. I was like, first of all, you're toasted with apple juice, and second of all, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
here?
your average age is.
Yeah, who did you
9
lose
years
along
old.
There are
the
certain
way,
songs
pal.
Kids Bop should not be playing.
Yeah, friends in grammar school. Yeah.
But I was like
Yeah,
dying
also
because
those
it's like,
Exactly.
and I've heard it 3 times at Pandora station.
Oh my goodness, that is funny. I did not run into that yet,
Yeah.
and I definitely didn't run into any f bombs.
That was the first time. We've been listening to this thing since Declan was born.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
since
listened to it.
before he was born, because we're Disney fans. So
Oh, us too. Disney, and now what's growing on us really is the Trolls soundtracks, the 3 Trolls.
yeah,
soundtracks.
they play those all the time on the radio
So
too.
good, so good. Yeah, Isabella's putting together playlists now on her phone and then sending it to us, and they're pretty good.
We used to do the burn CDs.
Yeah, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
They're littering your car. You have them in the
Yeah,
visor.
man.
You put
I
a
had the
slide 'em out.
visor all up in the visor,
For me,
and
it
I
was
would
a little
name.
compartment in between the dash.
Yeah.
I would
Yes,
name every. I had them on the
I
visor,
love that. Yep.
and I
In
would
the
give them
middle
all
too, they had
names.
it.
Every one of them had a name.
When you burn, of course.
Like one was Zaftastic.
I had
One
'em
was
with, like-
Dave's Dance Station.
Oh,
It was
wow.
dance music. I had
You-
them all,
we have
man.
to pull those out. I want to see Dave's
had,
dance station.
Oh God.
I still want to see. We still need to get you to sing the song, buddy.
Yeah, man. People have been waiting. We're filming that
You
Sunday.
two have been waiting.
We'll film it Sunday.
No,
so we're not
there's-
filming any techniques of the week of
We're gonna
Wednesdays
film it all
again.
Sunday. We'll
Oh,
film
it's all
techniques of the
happening.
week, and we'll film your singing.
Are you though? Because every time that we seem to do a Sunday, like we only get an hour in.
You can do it in an hour.
So I have this thing, Steve. I don't know if
Yes.
you're aware. It's called a wife and a kid.
Yes. So I'm saying, how are we gonna fit all this in?
Quickly?
We'll fit it in. It's two techniques take 5 minutes to film, if that. This
How
guy.
long is the song?
Yeah,
again?
but see if Scott shows up, it's not happening. I'm telling you.
Is Scott showing up?
This guy. When did he become such a negative man?
If Scott shows up, it's not.
Negative
I'm telling
Nelly.
you.
When did he
When
become
Scott
such a
shows
negative
up,
man? Like we haven't batch recorded every month this year except for
Yes,
April.
We totally did.
Do it. You can do it.
Totally
Make it
did.
out.
He's
Remember,
such a
always
And then sickness had to happen.
positive, not negativity. Positive. It can.
Sickness had to happen.
Refocus your
I
mullet
think
to the
I
bust.
can. I think you can. You watch Thomas the Train. I think I
That was not Thomas the Train.
can. It was definitely Thomas the Train. No, it wasn't.
That
It
wasn't.
was not. No,
That was a
no,
little
no.
engine that
Little
could.
engine that could. Yeah. That was a train. That was close enough.
It was one of those trains.
It's the little engine that could. I think I can. You
Yeah,
ever
that's
see?
it.
There's an edit. There's an edit for my really nerdy
Go
people.
Thomas. I just gave everything to Thomas.
It's
All
one
right,
of
it
the-
was
go,
an episode
go
of
through
Bluey.
this and then it'll be
It's
time to
one
wrap
of the
it up.
video
We're getting-
games.
getting
It's
late
one of
here.
the video games. It's one of the Final Fantasies or Baldur's Gate or something, and it's Thomas the Tank. See, Alex would know because he played the video before. But they replaced the dragon crashing through things with
With the
Thomas the Tank, and they give him like like instead of making the dragons roar, it makes like the Thomas sound.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it was
Please tell me they
hysterical.
had the theme song playing as he was crashing through things.
That would be
Dun,
great.
dun, 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 dun.
Dude, I will not watch those. Those things creep me out.
What?
The Thomas the Tank engines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You didn't like that?
I don't like. They
They
freak me
are.
out. I don't like the face. I don't like. It's not. My son watches Bluey, Spider-Man, and His Amazing Friends.
What did
That's
I
a good
see?
one.
I saw my first, like it was a Bluey snippet. Like it was a short where the grandfather, one of the grandfathers had two of the little kids. They went, I guess, swimming, and the daughter comes in, who is the parent, right, of the two kids, and sits by, and it's like a memory of like, oh, I used to swim in that. Like, it was pretty cool how they bring that.
Oh, that's just
those
amazing.
stories, yeah.
That's just
I
amazing.
remember you telling me like, hey, they have a lot of real good
That's just
actual
amazing.
stories. For
Oh,
the fact that
it's
it's
just
good.
good. So good. I've just finished up the season.
No audio.
So
Is that
good.
what you're saying?
Huh?
No audio.
There is.
Yeah, I'm just
I check it periodically.
Okay. Well, I think this wraps up our Star Wars.
Yeah, let's do it. Listen.
We talked about
Have
Star
a
Wars
great
a little bit.
time. Enjoy. Tell us your favorite Star Wars movies. Mine is Rogue One. Yours?
I feel like we talked about this last time, but
I
we
know,
can
but
do it.
it's a year later.
It's been a year later.
Do
yeah.
it.
I think I still got to go with Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back. One of the two.
Return of the
Okay.
Jedi is my favorite.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi is totally my favorite, but I'm also, I'm partial to the last hour of Revenge of the Sith.
Let's change it up. Favorite character?
Oh, we did that last year
No,
too.
we didn't.
We did. I remember
All
doing
right.
Yoda.
it. So mine was a tie between Luke Skywalker and Qui-Gon Jinn.
Jar Jar Binks.
You lie.
No. Why? Because he is the most talked about character.
It's true.
You either love him or
I
absolutely hate him.
I
Jar
always
Jar.
flock to like.
Lord Sith Jar Jar Binks.
Ever since I was a kid, I always flocked to the old wise.
Me
Like I love Yoda.
something big to do this.
I loved Yoda, and
You're
I
still not
loved
going to make it.
I loved Oogway in Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, Ugo's great.
I always like the old because when they introduced Yoda and he's just that old goofy man, but then he's like wise.
All of a
always
sudden,
flock
like,
to
he's
that.
the greatest one there, yeah.
Like there's another Kung Fu Panda out too.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I was
That's
just gonna say
true.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to
Me
see
either,
it.
but I do want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see.
I
that
wish
too.
they made the Kung Fu Panda Crocs more than just the kid sizes. Did you see them? They're amazing.
Oh yeah, they look good.
Remy Durstein has them.
I didn't see them yet. I gotta check
They're
it out.
so cool. I wanted a bigger size.
All right, well, put that request in. We still need to.
We have not enough influence yet.
Yeah, I know. We need to get a direct interview with the creators of Crocs and chat with them, their creative team, and say, "Hey
Yeah.
guys,
Billy and Joe Croc.
I can't." All right. On that note, let's wrap it up. I like that, Mr. Billy and Joel Croc. Billy Joel Croc.
We gotta. We should do Gibbet accessories at some point, like the
Huh?
Bluetooth speaker.
We still
the
need
shovel,
the competition. We should do even simple ones during
I'm
the
telling
show.
you, man. We keep saying we're gonna have set days
No,
to do
during
recording
the show,
videos.
We should literally
Listen,
I'm
do,
like, when do
You
we have
act
time?
Play
like
like high
April
card.
didn't happen.
It
This
didn't.
this
when do we
guy's
have
like,
time? We were talking about this before April.
yeah, but we were gonna do it. We were gonna set it up, and then April happened.
I'm gonna bring a series of ridiculously easy games that we could just play right here during
Man.
the show.
During podcast?
Yeah, why not?
They have to be audio listener friendly.
That will be.
Okay,
I can't wait till he's.
It
like,
could literally be like high card, and we can call.
I
the
can't
cards
wait till
out.
he's
What's
married
high
with
card?
kid.
You have a deck of cards. You mix them, and you pull, and whoever has a high card wins.
That's it?
That-
That's the whole game?
Boom. That's it.
Wow, that's
Your
so simple.
only chance of winning.
Then you have literally like the coin flip, and you have to call it, and then you either win or lose, right? So chance games are the easiest ones, but they're still like intense because you're like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Like,
What's
what
gonna
are we playing this game for gibbets? Like, we still
happen?
haven't done that
We could
video
have a couple
either.
Games. That's what I'm saying. We
That
do
was
for
it.
gibbets.
Okay.
That could be like each week we do one game.
We should just do
for a
that.
pair
We
of
should just do
gibbets.
that, right? Because
Yeah.
we have all those gibbets from the what's it called? From the, what was it,
And it's
26?
getting warm out, so we
days?
can do the Chinese Star game. That you had.
The Ninja Star game, yeah.
We call
Ninja
them
Stars?
Ninja Stars.
No
here.
Chinese.
Ninja
They are.
Ninjas are Japanese though.
They're not. I didn't say ninjas. I said the Chinese stars.
But they come from Japan.
Did you? I want to see who made it. Where was it made?
says
I win. Oh, I
Well,
It might
man.
actually say made in
Now
China.
we do.
I might win this one.
Yeah, man. Actually, you might.
Well, a lot of things are made in Japan too. Where's my mug made?
Yeah, I don't think I see that. As
That was
often.
made in what was it? Who gave us that? Charity, right? Yeah, Charity gave us
That
that.
was made in Tom's River. Homegrown. I like it.
The mug itself, though, she didn't put that in kiln.
Oh, you're not
Put it
wrong.
in the
Yeah, that's true.
kiln,
That's true.
like,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Maybe. Don't you doubt
You
her.
don't know.
She is very creative. You never know.
I had to do that in middle school where they make you pick an the first year you don't get to pick, so they just assign you. And I got assigned like the clay class,
in
sculpting.
In middle school.
Ceramics.
What's that?
It's called
Ceramics.
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 Thank you for that's what you need your own level.
Young Kelsey said it was
That's ceramics. God, ceramics class. What'd
All
you
right.
make?
She Googled that for me.
Yeah. How lopsided was your whatever you made?
I'm so not good with things like that. So I made a football ashtray candy dish thing, but you would never know.
Please say you still have it. Please say you have it.
My mom might have it somewhere.
Oh, we
but
want
it
it.
is like it
Does
looks.
it look like an open cigar?
It looks like Hey Arnold's head was smashed with a baseball bat. It looked like Hey Arnold's head, but somebody flattened half of it with
That's
a bat
so funny.
and like twisted it. It's not good.
Wow.
It's not good.
Wow.
I couldn't.
Arnold.
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm not
Now
good
you're
with that.
really stretching.
And I think I made a mug, but the handle like curved. It was bad. No.
So I'm gonna bring in some of the things that I made in ceramics.
Good.
Yes, they were
Oh,
okay.
bring
They were
it
they
back.
were okay.
I had
They were
wood
good.
shop, and I made a footstool, and it had feet, but the feet were awful.
Wait,
I couldn't-
What do you mean? It was in the shape of feet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was
okay,
a stool, but then it had the legs in the shape of feet.
Oh, really
Yeah, it
bad.
was bad.
All right, so we got it. So basically, D Dubs is working with Kels for all his artwork.
Yes.
Thank
Oh yeah,
goodness.
100%.
All right, that's
Yes.
fair enough. See, Nicole and I will switch based on what it is. There's certain things that she can grab and do, and then there's certain things that I'll help out with, right? Like
I'd
certain,
make a stick figure.
certain drawing. There you go.
I can make a stick figure too.
Like Isabel was making a
about it.
picture today, and she was looking for. I don't know if you guys know. There's it looks like a pencil, but it's all just paper wrapped up.
Yep.
And it's like a rubbing pencil, so you can actually do shading and all that kind of
Nice.
stuff.
Okay.
So Izzy's talking about it. I'm like, I have a whole mess of them upstairs. Do you want them? And she's like, oh yeah, can I have them? And started using them to shade out a picture she was doing today.
Amazing.
Luca,
No.
he's gonna say, where's the closest trash can? I'm done with this project. It's like if you tell Luca, oh, you have to color this. No matter what he's coloring, it's all one color. Done. Yeah, it's all.
Oh
right.
yeah. I mean, I have no
He has
ability.
no
like
desire to do it.
sand castles. That's not gonna happen with me.
Oh yeah.
I'll build.
But you know the easy way
sandcastles
to do
with Declan.
sandcastles.
Well,
You
you
just
bucket.
yeah, the bucket with the design there already. That's all.
I'll build sandcastles with you, Declan.
Yeah, all sorts of artistic stuff. I'm not gonna. Actually, my kindergarten teacher wanted to leave me back because I wasn't fleshing out my drawings. I was still doing stick figures.
But his
Kindergarten?
reading and writing was superb.
Yeah, but it's kindergarten.
My mom was so mad. Oh, it was the first time kindergarten.
His reading and
teacher.
writing was at like the first grade level.
Yeah, I
already.
was like, I was reading and writing, but she's like, you're stick figures. I'm like, I am a graduate of college, and I don't flesh
still
out
do
my
stick
stick
figures.
figures.
They're never
and I went
the
through a
same.
phase where I tried to make my own, like my friends would make, and we'd do comic books,
Yeah, you don't want to flip them.
and
yeah.
some of them could really, like actual like comic books with panels.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And some of my friends could really draw, and then it was me with like square blocky guy. Like,
Every single character is always profile faced, no matter what.
yeah, well, I never understood how to like.
It's very 2D. Very 2D.
Exactly. Everything's a Mario Brothers. The original Mario Brothers.
Dude,
I used to buy the
do,
books.
do.
I used to buy all the books on how to draw. Could never do it.
So you know we can.
But my
do
drawing's
too.
still better than my sculpting. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Woo.
Snapchat has the comic option where you can take pictures, but it'll automatically comic you.
Yeah.
And they put some better ones up recently. You can make some little, take a couple pictures with it, make your own little.
I'm gonna find out if my mom still has that candy
comic
dish.
strip.
Cool.
I want to see
And
it.
you know, it wasn't.
I want to see Hey Arnold.
It also
Yeah.
wasn't flattened on the. So like, there's all like my finger bumps on it.
No, so it doesn't even sit still. It's like wobbling as you
So
put
on
stuff
the
in it.
inside of the thing, there's like it was ripply.
Oh my god, dude! You need it for this one reason. Whenever D Dubs is having a rough day doing work, like, see that candy dish, you'll be just fine.
Oh, I just hope my parents threw it
You'll be
out.
just fine. I hope they didn't.
Just
No
get rid of
way.
that thing.
I don't feel like your mom's someone, even your dad, that would throw anything out. I feel like he'd keep
it's
it.
a struggle. It's a struggle to get
Yeah.
them to throw anything out.
I feel like he has it somewhere.
Yeah, Kelsey just rolled her eyes. Alrighty then, if you have not already, make sure you follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Kickin in Crocs, KICKIN.in.Crocs, CROCS. Subscribe on YouTube to watch the video versions of this podcast. Give us some comments down below to help us in the algorithms. Like this podcast if you enjoyed our meanderings, and Going
5
off on tangent.
stars. 5 stars if you're
star
listening to us, and I know people are, so do it.
5-star
5-star.
reviews, good please. And yeah.
And if you watch our videos, actually subscribe, please.
And comment,
Yeah,
even
come
to
on.
say watched it.
Yes.
yeah, just
all
comment
you.
your favorite emoji. I don't know. Just comment something.
Sometimes we'll get like 270 something plays on something, and like, come on now, not all you are subscribed.
That's true.
Let's
Look it up.
go.
Analytics are a
And
thing.
share,
people.
share
with your friends. Share with your friends.
Keep the growth going.
Yeah, that's about all we got.
All
I've
right.
been Steve.
Still Dave.
Always Nick.
And let's put this into comfort mode.
You
Is that
stay
the-
kicking,
Is
internet.
let's put this croc into comfort mode.
We ended the podcast. It's over.
The now, Shibuda.